sleep, she texts me WID. Yeah, every day she say, hey, babe, good morning.
This is crazy. I'm having technical difficulties. Can you hear me?
I got you.
You can hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, good. All right. Well, I'm having some delay, which is weird, but
We're
welcome
here.
to with Eric and SoSo. I am SoSo.
And I am Eric. And I am so happy to be with you tonight, man. We got a great show. And
We do.
it's one of those uh-oh type moments But before we even get into that, I want to, man, you got to give us a book update. You know, we got to talk about that.
My book. Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. I did write a book, didn't I?
Yes, you
I forgot.
did.
I forgot. I wrote a book.
No, I'm not gonna let you forget.
No, I was kidding. Yeah, so the book is doing well. It's still, I'm still promoting it, trying to get some sales and stuff. I'm having my birthday event where I'll be doing a book signing, and hopefully you come and bring your book so you can do some book signing too.
I'm looking forward to.
Um, so I'm just, trying to push it up there and make it Amazon's number one bestseller, prayerfully. I'm like number 1 million something right now, but it'll grow. It'll push its way through. But
It.
I plan on when I do my movie premiere too. When I'm with the way I'm doing my movie premiere, I'm also going to have my books there also, and sell my books at the premiere as well. And then like whatever event I have or wherever I go, I'm gonna just be carrying them and selling them, off of Amazon also. That's my
Yeah.
plan. That's my goal.
So now that's a good goal. So what so tell me I know about the book, but just for the audience, the ones who and again I'm pretty sure everybody heard about the book, but just for the sake of doing it, kind of tell us about the book.
Oh, the book is called Tales of Love and War. It's a book of short love stories. It's a book basically. So I wrote 10 of the stories in the book, and my sister, she's also an author. She wrote a story, and then my friend Melvin, he wrote a story. So they're like my special guest authors in the book. So basically, every love story is basically kind of telling you like I kind of wrote it. Well, I don't even know why. Don't even ask me why I wrote the book. People like, why? What made you write a book?
How
And
did
I'd be
you write the
like,
book?
when I was alone in my room, sometimes I stared at the wall, and in the back of
Oh
my
Lord.
mind, I hear my conscience call, telling me I need to write a book about some love stories. And so
Right.
that's how it came apart. I was just sitting there, and something's like, you should just write a you know. And so I just wrote a book. It's
Just
just like
wrote a
that.
book.
But
Man.
and so my mind is so creative. And then I was just like, so many people that be looking at these relationships on social media, and the fact that we are always talking about different relationships on this podcast. And I'm like, there's so many things that be going on in relationships. Like some of it's twisted and wicked and deceitful. Things that go on when people are dating or they're married. So I was like, well, let me write it. Let me write a story and make people, think, see all the love in the story or how the love is about to go, but then flop, it doesn't go the way that you're expecting it to go. And so in these
Yeah.
stories, I wrote short stories because one, I know me when I'm a reader, if I've been within the next 20 pages of the book, if I can't find myself to get into it, I'm off that book. Or sometimes I get so busy that I can start a book and then I put it down and then I won't, fully pick it back up for a long time. So with
Right.
this book, I'm like, let me write short stories for the reader that's like me that might have some kind of ADHD or something that can't keep their attention for a long time. And that way I got the whole story in like 4 pages, 4 or 5 pages, where you get the beginning, the middle, and the end, the plot twist, everything within that short amount of time. It's like a whole movie within short 4 pages.
I
And
like
you're gonna want
that.
more, and you're gonna want to read more, and you're gonna want to know what's the next one. So like I had people read it in front of me and just to see their reaction, like even with the first story, like the first story, like my sister's like, really, really. And then my friend, he did the same thing, like, really, like that's the reaction I get because they wasn't expecting that to happen at the end. And
Right.
even with my other story, he was reading and he's like, follow her. Wait a minute, what is going? So it's like now it's suspense coming in. So now you wonder, you want to keep reading. And when you get to the end, you're like, oh my gosh, like I wasn't expecting that to happen.
Right.
So, and you'll
I
get
like
that
that.
out of every story.
So is it like a fiction or is it how much of it
It's
is your
fiction.
real life? Okay.
You know what? Not really, none of it. A lot of it is just like off the top of my head because I just be having movies and stuff just like playing in my head constantly. So I just like wrote whatever just subconsciously came to mind. But
Right.
it is a story in there called The Truth Inside, and it's kind of like about depression and mental health. And when I was writing it, like it's a letter in there that she writes to the guy she's dating. And as I'm writing the letter, it's some of me did like come out some things that I was going through did come out in that letter, and it probably relate to a lot of people
Right.
when they read it. So like that's what almost had me like crying just writing it,
Mm.
you know. So yeah, so that story, that's one of the stories that I think when people read it, they're gonna be like, oh wow, you know. But other than that, most of it is just like no, it's just I'm just weird. So
Wow. So I bought the book, and I have to read it, which I do plan on reading it, and I want to
okay.
come back, and I want to do a show where we really just break down the book, but I want to read it first,
Okay,
and
yeah, I
then
think you got the one that might have had the typos in it with the wrong manuscript. So
really,
I submitted the new the new one because I thought I put so I had a copy where all my edits wasn't finished and I don't even know why I saved it. And then I did another copy where all my edits were finished. And so I ended up submitting the copy without with the unfinished edits. And I didn't realize that until I was going to start doing my audio book and I started realizing like I had a Tubi book. You
yeah.
know, like one of the stories, the guy name is Jonathan throughout the whole story. Towards the end of the story, his name is Mike. And I'm like, well, how did
Right.
he become Mike? You know? And so I'm like, oh my God, I literally submitted the wrong manuscript. And so people are reading and they're gonna be writing reviews like this is I felt like I was watching Tubi. But but it wasn't like every story, it's probably like one or two stories like that, and then you probably see like some little errors. And so I
So
had
it's
to,
really the collector's edition.
right.
Yeah, yeah. So that's the one that's going to be worth millions.
That's the one that's
Because
gonna be worth millions, the one that's gonna have all the little typos in it, which is
right,
crazy.
right, right. So I got the right one. I got the right one. So you,
Just read past it, just
right.
just read past it. Don't come telling me so it's some typos. I already know. So
And listen, it happened, even with a publisher that happened to me, and so things happen. So we just move past all of that. So
I know
yeah.
because I'm like I've been fine toothed it. I done had my sister look some of it. I done sent it to my bestie and my daughter, grandma. I don't think they read because they sure ain't give me no critique nothing about it. When I sent it to them, and so I'm like, then I had Microsoft read it to me, and then so then I read the story that had the guy name wrong at the end, which is crazy because I had read that story to my friend because it's his name and it's two of Jonathan and Kareem are two of my actors and two of my friends
Uh-huh.
who I read the story to him, and Mike was nowhere in that story. So I'm like, did somebody come in and like sabotage my story? Like that name was nowhere. It ain't even no Mike in my book.
Wow.
Well, it's one Mike. It is a guy named Mike in one story, but that's a story. I don't know when, but I think this story was before that story. So I don't know, but I still don't understand how that name got changed because I read him the whole story, and that name was not in that story at all. So I don't know what happened with that, but yeah.
That's
So
crazy. So things just happen.
yeah, but yeah, so but it's corrected
Hey,
now. So if anybody want to go buy it, all the typos prayerfully should
so
be corrected. If not, charge it to the game, not my heart.
well, that listen. Hey, it's just the way it is. Um, that's why you can do a second edition, and you can do whatever because you got the power now. So the big thing is you started it, you completed it, is out there. You know the process. It only gets better, as time goes on. So I'm proud of you. That's a big
Thank
deal.
you.
So and now you just got to motivate me to get mine going.
What's going on with yours? When is it coming out?
You know, I it's I'm not. I'm still gonna say this year. You know, so, but I never did really give a month. Or I always said
Right.
it would be, and it'll be this year. So
Right. Like
but
my
I'm still
movie.
saying, right. So but it'll be and really all I have to do is just kind of go in and do some fillers and find, but I hadn't done any editing, so but yeah, so I'm still saying this year, and I
We're gonna
really,
cross our fingers for this year.
I was really hoping, which I didn't say anything, but I was hoping to have it in Chicago, doing the live show,
I was
but
hoping you would too.
yeah, and
Is that happening?
I don't see it happening. I
Okay. Well,
really
you
don't.
still
I
got the
don't see
power of
it.
two books, so
Yeah, I still have that,
yeah.
and just since you brought up the power to, it did debut on Amazon, as the number one,
Okay.
bestseller. I just thought I'd throw that out there to
Are you
everyone.
gonna throw that out there? Well, that's inspiration for me.
I mean, that's why I'm like, yeah, you're gonna get it. But yeah, we gonna have the power too, and sales are still going on with that book.
That's
And I'll
good.
say this too. I wouldn't, you're going to sell a whole lot more one on one doing like live
Yeah,
streams.
I know. Because
Yeah,
people like to see the physical. And then, I
exactly.
can sign it. They be like, how can you, I want you to sign it. I want you to sign it. So my friend, she's having like almost like she's having a grand opening. She have a store in
Uh-huh.
where is her store? Um Jesus, where's her store? Because she opened her store already, but it was like I guess revamped it or something. So she's having a grand reopening, and so she wanted some vendors. So she asked me to come out and to
Okay.
sell my books there. She bought my book. She bought my book, and so she wants me to sell it at her event. So I got to get that, and then there's another event that someone asked me to come and bring. Okay, her store is in Chicago Ridge, out here in Chicago
Oh,
Ridge. Her name is
okay.
so yeah, so she's my friend since high school. Her name is Jenny, and she wanted me to come and bring my books. And then someone else asked me if they have an event and wanted me to bring the books. So yeah, so I am gonna be just having them on board. I just didn't want to be stuck with like over 200 books sitting in somewhere in the corner of my house, and just collecting dust. So
Yeah,
I
like
just don't want that.
they say, those events, and see what I did. I learned how not to be discouraged by um, Amazon sales because
Mm-hmm.
my website produces sales, but I'll say 90% of my sales comes from when I do events
Mm-hmm.
and where I can engage one on one, so and you do that well, so yeah, and
Yeah.
then I got to the point where because one part of you want to chase the numbers and all that, but I wanted the information. I wanted people to enjoy.
Yeah,
So
that's my thing.
yeah. So
I want it to be a conversation piece.
absolutely,
Like how, girl, I read this book. So I was telling my sister she's in a book club and I'm like, what I'm saying, read my, let my book be the next, tell your book club ladies to buy my book and let it be the next, the book in your book club or whatever. So, and that's what I want to do too. I want to try to reach out to like book clubs and see if they can, what I'm saying, make my book a part of a book club. The top, so they can read it and talk about it also. Because I do want to get
good.
reviews on it. People been telling me, but I need people to like write reviews so that it can be seen. So yeah.
Absolutely. Now, okay, one last question. So is it like a romance type, or is it erotic like, or kind of,
No, it's not erotic and it's not really I don't even have like a lot of foul language in it. It's more,
Okay.
see, that my erotic book is a poetry book, is that I'm doing. It's going to be an audio. And I'm actually making this book audio, but oh my gosh, it's hard doing a voiceover because I don't want to be like boring and put people to sleep because I know like I'll be listening to somebody audio book and I'll be like, so
You
I'm kind of like acting out like the characters a little bit. Kind of
right.
like like something you sound like they're watching a movie, but just listening to it without actually seeing the movie. So it's gonna be like some
Mm,
sound effects, and so I'm kind of doing like the whole big, like a different type of audio book where it's like you watching a movie instead of just listening to a dry book.
right.
Um,
It's kind of like back in the days when we watched the movie on the radio, or you listen to a
yeah,
movie. Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
I like that.
that's what it's gonna be. And so it's a lot of work put into it. People keep asking me for the audiobook. I'm like, you guys gotta wait a minute because I got 10 stories to act out. So I know I got 12 because I gotta act out my sister and them stories too. So I'm like, yes, y'all gotta wait a minute. But my erotic poetry book is a erotic poetry book, and so it's gonna be an audio book, also erotic poetry. But this book, it's more. I won't even. It's like romance. So my sister's story, I put hers at the end of the book because she kind of fell in love with her character, and so it
Hmm.
don't have like a bad twist. So after reading all these stories with like the bad twist, then you get to my sister's story, and you're like, oh, it's a good twist. It's a beautiful twist.
Oh,
It's a twist, and
yeah,
so.
yeah.
So I put hers at the end because I'm like, okay, well, I guess, everybody can be like, okay, it's a beautiful story at the end of the book.
Say finally.
So, right. So this one, I would say it's more of more drama,
Hmm.
a romantic drama. So
Okay.
I can't say rom-com. It's like rom drum, if you want
Rum
to call
drum.
it. Cause we say like rom-com for like romantic comedy in the movie industry, and so it's like rom drum. So it's like a romantic
Right.
drama book. Yeah,
Okay.
but it's good. I like it.
Man, that's good. So, I'm extremely excited for you. I can't wait to do the read myself and all that good stuff.
Yeah, I really need you to read it so you can let me know. I
And
need your expertise.
I'm gonna give you a review on Amazon and on Google and all that. Because
Wait a minute. Give it to me first so I can let you know if I should have you. You might not like it with the review.
No, man, it's gonna be. I already know what my review is gonna be. The best book I ever read. I already know.
Ah, that'd be dope.
Yeah. Now there's some trifling stuff going on though. Man, that's the only way I can put it. There's just some trifling stuff going on, and we need to
Yeah.
talk about it. You, go ahead. Oh,
Yeah, I know. The baby
oh,
baby was crying, so I had to like
oh,
mute
okay.
it, tell them to close the door.
I was wondering. I'm
Hold
like,
on.
is she talking to me? Go ahead.
No, hold on.
See, this is what live looks like, everybody. This is really live with live and Eric and SoSo. But so we're gonna get into this topic, and
Yeah, I'm back.
man, hey, you back?
Huh.
Uh, this topic is almost triggering, but I want you to introduce yourself because I can't say it. I want you to introduce what we're gonna be talking about today.
Okay, so I put it up on my unfiltered page, and it was basically a topic. A girl was saying that if her ex she broke up with her ex after he done upgraded her life, he have to continue to upgrade her life. He have to continue to
The support,
keep support her
finance,
because
yeah.
she's not going to downgrade her life because he upgraded her life for her. And is it okay? I'm gonna try to play this video of the
Okay.
this is the one I sent you, but this is the one with Kevin Samuels. Is a girl, another lady said the same thing. It's like more than one woman is saying this. Modern day women they call it. And so Kevin Samuels is talking to one. Let me see if I can get it. See if it's gonna share. I know my mouse have been acting up. I don't know why my Wi-Fi acts up here on this, just on this site. It's so weird.
Wow.
Yeah, see, it says having trouble sharing the video, which is,
Hmm.
yeah, and it's so weird because I can watch YouTube all day and it's never no interruption. For some reason with StreamYard and Xfinity do not like each other or something. I don't know. Because it's always an issue. So yeah, I wanted to pull it up the video, but it's not sharing on my end.
It's not gonna do it.
He said it's having trouble. Crap. But anyway, so yeah, so basically she was saying that is this her? No. She was saying that hold on, let me see if I can get it here. That the man, yeah, he had to at least upgrade her life for at least 3 to 6 months at least to keep her steady. Because okay, here it is. I got it.
Women, if women move like yourself in the dating market, meaning don't elevate my lifestyle, don't introduce me to anything new or do anything for me that I'm not already accustomed to, because if this is over, you're going to have to keep me this way.
But
how do you think that's going to impact the dating market?
I'm not saying you have to keep me this way forever. I think it's a period of time.
Okay, how long though?
I feel like 3 months.
3 months after the relationship ends?
Is she delusional?
Yes. I would expect 3 months, but I feel like 6 months you're being like a, you know, you're
or
a really
6
good
months
guy.
after we break up,
So-
to keep supporting them.
But 3 months,
Makes
like
no
something
sense.
like you have to do this, or
Yeah, no,
make your life
not
hell.
gonna happen.
I'm kidding.
Make your life hell? You want to make my life hell? I got lawyers and I got knee breakers. I got shit
But
for
it's like
people like you.
if me and you have no bad,
Nah.
why
we
you
good.
rather pay
I'm
lawyers
out.
than help me?
I got knee breakers. I got shit for people like you.
If me and you have no bad, why you rather pay lawyers than help me?
Yeah.
Okay.
So let me kind of spin on that a little bit because I can almost agree. You're gonna think I'm crazy, but I can almost agree with that because only because with my ex, um, he kind of caused the breakup. All
Okay.
right, so he didn't upgrade my life. He just, what I'm saying, because I already had a lifestyle, but he just, what I'm saying, made my lifestyle better, and then it's like I moved in with him. He took care of everything. Like I didn't really have to work or whatever. So even though we weren't married, we still it was still like we was together for 5 years. And so I felt like when we broke up, he was the reason why we broke up. And so I mean he won't really tell you that, but he was the reason why we. And so I feel like, okay, well, we broke up. When I was with you, I wasn't really working that much. I'm saying you was taking care of everything. So now you caused me to have to, leave you. So yeah, I should be entitled to something, some kind of compensation or something for a little bit until I get back, saying how I was on my feet before I met you. I was working 2 jobs when I met you. I was, saying doing my own thing or whatever. So yeah, I felt like when I wanted to get my car, I'm like, you have to give me a car. My apartment, he gave me the down payment for my apartment. It's like you have, I just feel not for 3 to 6, 7 months, but because it shouldn't take you that long to, get back in a steady place or
Right.
whatever. But I, but yeah, I felt like if since I left, for the reasons why I left, if you hadn't done what you did, I wouldn't have left. But since you caused me to leave and in a abrupt way, then I had to leave abruptly. So yeah, you should be still kind of doing, your part. It's almost like alimony without the court for a little bit.
I
And
don't
that's
know
how
what to say, man. I don't know. Now I'm being so. Let me just start by just being kind of candid. What's the word I'm looking for? Open and transparent. My I'll say I had a family member Okay. And I'm saying it that way so because I don't want to expose somebody else's
Right.
secret, you know. But I had a family member, and they broke up with their girlfriend, and my response to him was, well, y'all was living together, and you was paying bills, and she got used to that. I said, you should make sure that she's taken care of, for until she can get on her feet.
Right.
And
See?
now, but I kind of draw the line with the word entitled, though. I don't think that you should be entitled to it. The reason why I had this conversation with this family member is because, as a man, I felt that was the right thing to do, and so this was me saying, okay, well, hell, okay, because of the situation, and it wasn't a cheating type situation. It was like, I mean, it was just one of those things that just happened, okay? And I'm like, you know what, the right thing to do is to go ahead and whatever bills you was paying, because where he was going, he didn't have to pay any bills. So you might as well continue to pay her bills like you were doing when y'all was together.
Right.
So I get that. But why do we have to use the word entitled? Why do you
I
choose
wouldn't,
that word?
okay, so I wouldn't say entitled, all right, but I do feel like there is some kind of responsibility, should I
That
say?
another buzzword. It was
Who is this? Ron said,
entitled.
huh? Ron Percy. He said, huh? Yeah.
What's up, man? That's my brother, man. Listen.
Hey, Ron. Yeah, so I just feel like, yeah, I think that it's it should be some kind of liability.
Okay.
And,
Yeah.
like, I mean, I think he should be liable for a
He's
little bit.
liable.
Yeah.
Now,
Excuse me. He should be liable for,
so
you know what I'm saying, for some time. If he was the one, like I said, now if I did something to make the relationship, what I'm saying, over, then okay, I did that. I ruined the relationship. If the woman ruined the relationship and he broke up, she was cheating on him or whatever, and he broke up with her because of reasons, what, for her reasons, then that's one thing. But if I had to leave because of you and your things that you did, and I, even though, it's not like I never tried to fix them. I never tried to stay to hope they fix, but it was just unfixable.
right,
Then yeah, I think that it should. I know people like, oh, well, y'all say women leave mentally before they leave physically. Well, you knew you was gonna leave mentally. Why you ain't start getting yourself on your feet? Because even in that mental situation, I was hoping that things would change.
right.
So but it didn't. So yeah, I just felt like when I moved out, what I'm saying, I would still call him or whatever, and he would still, what I'm saying, help me out, give me, what I'm saying, when I needed it,
Now,
and so
so here's the thing. So he wasn't doing it because you was entitled. He wasn't doing it because he felt responsible for you.
but
He
he
was
don't
doing
know
it,
that he
he was doing it because he was a good guy. He was just a good guy. Now he may have made a bad decision, and I think that's one of the things where this conversation can really evolve and go to the next level because did he really make you leave? I mean,
his actions, yes, and it wasn't a bad decision, it was several
but
bad decisions
the
he's made
same
throughout the
guy,
relationships.
the same guy that made several bad decisions is the same guy that will agree to continue to support you while you get yourself on. I mean, you left, and he will continue to support you. How bad is this guy? And
Okay,
should
so he
his
wasn't he wasn't he wasn't stingy, he wasn't selfish with his money, He wasn't
Okay.
stingy. He's always been like a family guy. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? He still took care of some of his ex's kids. You know what I'm saying? Like he loved you know what I'm saying? So he was that guy that would, if you need him, he was there. You know,
Okay.
that's just who he was. As far
Right.
as he's not a bad guy per se, he's just a bad boyfriend. All right. You can be a good person, but horrible in a relationship. You know,
Okay.
he was a bad boyfriend. He
Now,
was,
now,
you know,
and
nothing
I
else
think,
about him bad, but he's a bad boyfriend.
and
He's
I
bad in
think this
relationships.
I think this is where a lot of problems. Now, listen, I'm not advocating bad behavior at all because bad behavior becomes bad consequences. We all know that. But are we too eager to end relationships and kind of step out of your personal situation? You know, sometimes I like talking about you. Sometimes I want you to kind of step away from yourself and just
Yeah,
ask
because
you.
I'm gonna say eager. Yeah, I stayed 5 years. After the first year, I started seeing issues and trying to fix them and fix them and fix them. Because I used to jump out of relationships so quick. Like if you don't play with me, don't play with me. You know what I'm saying? Like I would just leave. And so I said, you know what? So you leave so quick. You don't even give it a chance to see if it'll work. You know what I'm saying? You don't
Okay.
give it a chance to see because I would go a year, I'm done. 6 months, I'm done. You know what I'm saying? Year and a half, I'm done. 3 months, I'm good. I'm done. 2 weeks, I'm done. You know, it was like I didn't give it a chance, like to really see if anything would work out of it. You know what could happen if I stayed and worked on it. I just didn't want to give myself that chance. I didn't want to waste no more of my time in that relationship. So I said, my next relationship, I get in one, I'm not gonna jump out of it so fast. I'm gonna work on it and see, you know what I'm saying, see if it can be fixed. And that's what I did with this one. And that's
Right.
why I stayed so long, Ron. You said agreed. Question is why it took so long to leave, because I used to always leave so quickly. And so this time I said, I'm not gonna leave so fast. I'm gonna see, like, if you know what I'm saying, people mess up, things happen or whatever, and I would just leave. I wouldn't put up with it. And I'm like, I'm gonna work the next one out. I'm gonna see if it's fixed, but I'm gonna see where it can go. Because I never got to see where other relationships could have went because
Right.
I would always leave them. And so this one, you know, I decided to stay until it's just like enough is enough. And you just really, you know what I'm saying, can't stay in it because you notice this person is not going to change. So it's like after so long, you realizing like, okay, he's not really going to change. But then it was like, it was like basically he did something else. And I don't want to say on camera what he did
Right.
but really made me leave completely. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't the regular, you know, the cheating or whatever. It was something else. And that's what made me leave, like 100% leave.
Right. Okay. Now I get it. Now, though, I mean, because of your personal situation, I mean, you look at it a little different. You know, which I totally get it. You know, I
Mm-hmm.
think as a whole, like in general, okay, I think what's happening in relationships is we don't understand that there's a point or a place where you know you're going everything's not really just gonna go smooth the way and like I said, we don't know your details, okay,
Right.
and I don't want to know them, but because I want you to really think outside yourself and look in general
Mm-hmm.
sense, and really a question came to mind is, did he do that, almost like a way to buy you off, to say, you know what, okay, I want out of this relationship, and if giving her this money is going to allow her to go, peacefully, or maybe clear his
No,
conscience, then he was willing to do it.
no, because when I'm left, like he didn't. I don't think he expected me to be like, oh well, you know, it was no conversation about you taking care of me after I leave or whatever. It was just I left, and when I left, I moved out and I ended up moving in with my mom because you know I left at that moment, and so it's not
Right.
like I had some apartment lined up or whatever. So I left at that moment and I moved back in with my mom, and so when I would need things, I would call him. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I need this, I need that, I need this, I need that. And I would call him, you know, my car need this, my whatever, the girls need this, and I would call him and he would give it. So it wasn't like he didn't want the relationship to end. You know, I talk to him to this day, he don't even like talking about it. So like so yeah, but so it wasn't like an agreement or a conversation we had. We didn't even have a chance to even have that type of conversation because we was such a bad moment when I left. So yeah, so but and the first, it was like when I left, like we didn't talk for a couple of days, maybe a couple weeks, maybe a week or so. But then when I realized like, okay, I'm here when I was, what I'm saying, I was home and now I'm in someone else's home and it's not fair for me, So yeah, it's I got to get on my feet. You're gonna have to help me, give me things that I need. And so, and that's I didn't, and I told him that. He was like, no, no, I don't, no, I don't, he was denying, but he don't, that's why I said, like, he don't really realize that he was doing and kind of still is. Even, but it's because he still care about me, and he don't want to see
Right.
me in a bad spot or whatever. So,
And see, that's what we're gonna reset and we're gonna talk about, this. I don't know if this the
he was good man a good man who made a bad mistake. He's a good
yeah.
man. Not like I said, he's not good in relationships.
Right. And
He's a good
see,
friend.
I see this a lot though. I see relationships ending, because of bad decisions, so I mean, but now he sounds like a really good guy. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
I really spoke him high then, huh? Let me speak a little low.
I mean, now
No, I'm kidding. He's cool. When
is
I see posts about people when people have like it was this like big old busy highway, right? A big four-way highway and so with a bunch of cars. And somebody said, "Would you cross this street or go back to your ex?" Or something like that. Like they play exes so bad. Or they be like, if your ex called you and say they locked up, they need to get bailed out. What would you tell them? Things.
right.
And I would be the one that say I'll go bail him out. Or I'd be like, well, I guess I'm going back to my ex. I say that like people be like, what? Like you don't have to hate your ex because they're your ex. And even if time go by and what I'm saying, y'all not together, but don't mean you got to keep holding on to what happened in y'all relationship. Like I say, he don't have a bad heart. What I'm saying? He's not a bad person. He's not like abusive or like just he's not like, what I'm saying? He's not a bad person. He's just
Wait a
a
minute.
bad in relationships. He's bad in relationships. He's a
Wait a
he's
minute.
a
So
bad boyfriend.
you telling me, and I got to admit this, and the reason why I didn't want to bring it up or say anything because my mind went to where he must be an abusive guy that she
Now
don't
he
want
not
to
put
bring.
his hands on me. Well, you can say emotionally abusive, financially abusive.
Mm.
You can say
Now
verbally.
he can't be
So
financially abusive if he's the
no,
guy
because
that
he controlled the finances in the relationship. He was financially abusive.
oh, and you wanted the control.
I didn't want the control, but I didn't need it to be controlled either because even when I worked, he controlled my money. So he
Ah,
was financially, yeah, he was very
okay.
controlling.
So you wanted your own money and to do
I
what you want to do with it.
I mean, I took care of the household too.
You
It
just
was just a whole. I don't even want to get all personal like that. Like, I'm transparent, but not that dang transparent. Y'all need to know all my business.
hey, come on, man. I'm trying to understand it. You gonna have to give me
Nah, this ain't. I ain't trying to get Ayana to fix my life. We, but it was controlling there, and yeah, like I said, outside of a relationship, he's cool.
hey, look.
In a relationship, it's not cool.
Okay. Hey, so this is what we're gonna do, guys. I need you guys to share this out because if you share it out, I think we can get her to go a little deeper on into what happened.
Nah, I
Okay.
went deep enough, and I thought when as I was talking, I'm like, okay, you saying too much, girl. So
Hey,
nah, so that's we gonna come off so somebody else come in and say they piece. Ryan, while you and stuff. Well, have you ever took care of an ex after a relationship
well,
without if you were after without having to court to tell you to?
well. I mean,
I
consider he's happily married. I don't think he need to answer that question.
he could. How I'm not happily in a relationship, and I didn't say it, but I had to say. So it's talking about before marriage. All right. Nothing counts before marriage.
Right, right. That is true. That is true. But you know,
He said, no, you telling a story. I believe. Mm-hmm, like you said to me. Mm.
you know, I really think, you know, I get it. I get what you're saying. You know, I get the concept. I think the problem that I have is, you know, going back to the video, going back to, you know, the post, there's a sense of entitlement. And I think
Mm-hmm.
that's where I draw the line at is, you know, no, you're not entitled. The reason why I told my family member to continue to support is simply because I felt, you know, yes, um, she was, she had kids, they had a life together. He was paying, he was doing what a man's supposed to do as far as taking care of the finances. When he left, my mind strictly went to, okay, she's over there. She got used to um, at least that money side of it. And the right thing to do was for him to aid her. But that had nothing to do with her, but everything to do with the quality of man he is. Okay? And I think
Right.
that's why I have a problem. You can't take care of two houses. Well, hey, amen to that, because you know, it's
Some
tough.
men can.
Yeah, some men can, you know, and some men, you know, um,
Well, they choose to, rather they can't, but they choose to. They shouldn't.
they shouldn't, you know. So what? So let's just deal with this then. Right now, do you feel like it is an entitlement, like, or do you feel
Yeah.
like it's an no doubt about it? You muted out. Oh, you muted out on purpose, huh? You hit the mute button.
Okay.
There you go. I thought you did it on
You
purpose.
like, oh yeah, I had to talk. Yeah, I feel like in a sense, it's almost like kind of not. I want okay. Entitlement is like when I say entitlement, I think of these little teenagers who don't do nothing in their lives and feel like their parents are entitled. They're entitled to their parents' money and you know that. But I feel like okay, like I said, if you started this lifestyle for this person, say like okay, somebody married somebody was this girl was dating a basketball player. All right,
Okay.
she came from the slums. All right.
Okay.
And then he upgraded her to mansions and Rolls Royce and Bentleys and this beautiful lifestyle, shopping sprees and everything else for years. Did she live this
Right.
lifestyle for years? She lived this
That he
lifestyle.
went.
She didn't have to work or anything. So then they
Because
break
they were
up.
girlfriend, boyfriend,
It
girlfriend.
was girlfriend and boyfriend. Yes.
Yeah.
They break up. All
Hmm.
right.
No
And
longer
so
boyfriend,
now
girlfriend.
no longer boyfriend and girlfriend. They break up. But
Hmm.
she's then got immune to this lifestyle that he provided for her. It's not her fault he didn't put a ring on it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you wanted to give me this lifestyle. You want me to live with you in this house. You want me to play wifey. You know what I'm saying? You want to act like we a family, and you showing me this life that I've never even imagined having. And now we break up, and now that whole life gotta go. This life
So
stays with you, and it don't stay with me. So now I'm back. So now I don't even know how to live regular no more because in
you,
5 6
yeah.
years I've been living luxury. So I don't even know how to live regular no more. My lifestyle has changed. I've been upgraded. I don't know how to live regular anymore. You took me out of that and showed me a whole nother life that I done adjusted to. It's not fair for me because of you messed up and we had to break up and now I gotta go back and try to live regular. I ain't live regular in 5 6 7 years. You
Okay.
know,
So let's do it like this then. Let's say everything you just said is the same way, but she messed up.
but
The,
that's
the,
different. Like I said,
well, did she still not enjoy the fruits of his labor? Did she still not get
that's her
upgraded?
fault.
Well,
If
see,
she was living, if she was living, if she was living in this lifestyle that she was so immune to, that she was so adjusted to, that she loved so much. And she went out and cheated on him after he done upgraded her life. And she went out and cheated on him, and he breaks up with her, then she ruined that for herself. It's not like, I'm saying it is if he went and met and he did something so terrible where it was like she had to leave, but she couldn't take it no more. You know what I'm saying? It was something so terrible, so bad. She'd been putting up with him for so many years, trying to hope that it worked or whatever, and it just was where she couldn't take it no more. She had to leave. Then that's one thing. But if she went out and she messing around and she messing up her own lifestyle, you know what I'm saying? He shouldn't, if she can't come to him like, oh well, yeah, I cheated on you with this guy, that guy, but I still want you to take care of me. No, because you went out, you stepped out thinking it was, you know what I'm saying, apparently you wasn't with him for love, you was with him for his money, and you didn't really care about him, and you went out and stepped out on him with some other guy. So that other guy, you should be taking care of you if that's the case, because more than likely she probably stepped out on him with a guy that can't even provide nothing of what this man was providing for her, because that's
So
kind of how it goes.
right, and you do know that most relationships are gonna have dual fault. In other words, no, it's never gonna be just one person that's gonna be all the blame.
It is. In my case, it was. Now, I understand.
I
I see
mean,
your point. Thank you. You see my point. Thank you, Ryan. But you said this at first. It's his fault that she didn't learn to do better. But the thing is like sometimes the guy want the woman home. You know what I'm saying? And you with this man and you thinking that eventually y'all gonna get married. You know what I'm saying? Because you ain't with nobody not planning on marrying them. Well, I
right,
know women, you know what I'm saying? We move it in, we eventually thinking that this man is eventually gonna marry us, so this is the person we finna be with for the rest of our lives. And so
right.
we already basically one living with each other like we married, two acting in a household like we married. So what makes us think that he's not going to marry us? And so we letting him be the man of the house, and he's, stay home, take care of the household, blah blah blah. I'm gonna work. I'm good. I got you. And sometimes, like with me, I was in school. I was going to school, and then I was only working part time because I was at home taking care of his, saying his grandson and my kids to make when they was coming home from school, making sure the house was good before he came home. So I was working. I was in school. I was working part time. I was in school, and I was at home. So you do kind of like you do, try to do better with yourself. But at the same time, you're listening to him, and he's saying like, okay, well, you don't got to work as hard. I got this already. You be at home, blah blah blah. And in your head, you are a family, so you listening to him, and
So
then y'all, so it's kind of like he, you know what I'm saying. Then he go and he keep out there being families with other people, and so yeah.
yeah, I'm trying to say, So at what level do the woman take ownership and responsibility for putting her in a situation where she literally had a choice to where she said, you know what, if he's not going to marry me, then I'm not going to allow him to upgrade me. Because just like this guy said, you know what, I will maintain her, there's thousands of other ones that will not maintain your lifestyle, you know? So
Right.
I mean, at what point do the woman take responsibility over her bad decision to even
You don't
move it?
know that he's not going to marry you because you have conversations with him about marriage. You see what I'm saying? Like, you
No,
don't know that
no.
he's not going to marry you. You seriously.
So
I
so
know we
you
done had conversations about marriage. You know what I'm saying? Talk about how we want the wedding. You know what I'm saying? You don't know that this man not going to marry you. You know what I'm saying? So like, and then when you seeing like him messing up or whatever, but then he good like for a long time, and then it's like it's kind of it becomes a mental thing, and you still hoping that like it's gonna be okay. Because I done told myself, don't jump out so quickly. And I shouldn't have never listened to myself. But I said,
see,
let
come
me see where
on.
I should have stayed on my 1 year stamp. Like I've been doing it. It's been working for me. I'd rather waste 1 year than five. So like I can get over wasting 1 year, wasting 5 months, but wasting doing 5 years is
because now
a long time.
you coming close to accountability. You get real close to it.
Nah, no, it's not accountability on my end for me staying like that, because like you just said, why do people jump out so fast? And I was trying not to jump out so fast, but I was hoping that it worked. I didn't go with him in my head like, okay, I'm moving in with him so he can take care of me. I was always an independent woman. You know what I'm saying? I took care of men. Men moved in with me at a point. For real. I was the breadwinner in lots of my relationships. So to be able to get in a situation where I don't have to work so much, I always worked 2 jobs. I worked 2 jobs, went to school, took care of my kids, and they did. So like I've always worked 2 jobs. So to be able to be in a situation, it was just like I don't have to work so much. You know what I'm saying? The weight ain't on me no more. It felt good. So, it was something that I never had before. To not have to be so independent, and so yeah, so you got used to that, and I hate that. What I think I can say is that when I did leave, I kind of hated that because I got comfortable. I got comfortable with not hustling as hard as I used to. I had to get back and like start praying and ask God to give me back that hustle, because I didn't have that hustle like I had before. Because I got so comfortable. So yeah, so that's where it kind of fell on my part.
Yeah.
What you say? What's your brother say? He better say something nice. Really enjoyed the conversation. Thank you. Gotta go hit the books. Okay. I hope it's my book, Tales of Love and War, a book of short love stories. I hope that's the book you're hitting.
Hey, Brian, yeah, I highly recommend that you get her books. I know he's a minister of the gospel, so he's probably going to be hitting a different type book,
so pray for me, Ryan.
but still support her, get her book, so that'll be a blessing.
Thanks for watching, Ron. I appreciate your conversation. I'm glad you finally got to understand my point towards the end. I always end up being right at the end of the night. So
listen, this is a good example of an entitled mentality. Now I'm gonna assume that this was a long time ago in her life and things have changed. And if we had a chance to do it over again, she'll say, you know what, we're gonna do things a little different. But really, I'm joking. But the thing is I really, I like I said, I don't think it in itself is a bad thing. I just think that, and I'll say this for all men. I think, any man that's out there watching right now, just know that you do have a responsibility. Now, we can deal with the fact that, women are making as much money as men, right now, but there is a scenario where, especially if a man leaves and leaving that woman with young children, those type scenarios. I don't care how bad the situation is. How could you leave the children in a situation where their mother is going to be suffering because you took that financial support away? So I'm looking at scenarios like that and saying, there's a lot of ways I can support what this video is talking about. Especially when you bring the kids into the conversation. But just because he upgraded you, no. I mean, it's got to be more to it than that, because and this is where I draw the line and say, okay, the difference between a man manning up and handling his responsibilities versus a woman being feeling entitled. And Lord knows, I'm trying to keep this off of you because I want to talk in general. You see what I'm saying? You made this about you. But this is not about you because I know you. I know, and plus you did have kids, so I would agree. You know what I'm saying? Um, because I really don't think it was a lifestyle where y'all was popping bottles type lifestyle. I think it was just a lifestyle where, financially he was taking care. Oh, I don't know. You looking like, yeah, it kind of was like popping. I don't know. You got
I
this
think
look
so.
like, I don't know, Eric. Yeah. He laid it out for me. So was it the lifestyle of the rich and famous type lifestyle or what?
Nah,
It wasn't. Okay.
it was lifestyle of the wealthy.
So he had money.
Yes.
Yeah, he had. Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, like I say, I just speak for the average guy. I don't know. I don't even know. I can't even have conversation with those guys that just have disposable money like that. I don't know. I ain't never had it, so I don't know how that works. You know, maybe him supporting you did nothing. Maybe I mean, could it be? Is it possible that he could give you that money and just because it had no, it did not affect him financially?
I
Or
think
was
he,
he
like I said, he still care about me. He don't want to see me in a bad situation, or what I'm saying.
okay?
So like I said, he's not like a horrible person. He was always a giving person. Like he never was stingy.
Okay,
He was controlling, but he wasn't stingy. You
right,
know, um, he just liked to have the power over everything. But
right.
yeah, but he still cared like about me and the girls or whatever. So like it was it was basically like, okay, you left, I'm pissed, blah blah blah. But at the same time, like, okay, you need me. And that's how it kind of looked like, okay, I'm gonna do what I can to help you. I'm like, I don't want to see you in no bad situation. I don't want to see you, whatever. So
Guy, man. I like the guy. I would love to meet him. You know,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
it sounds like a good guy. Now and
I mean, we're
really,
cool now. We're cool now. We can talk on the phone. Like I said, some people are better friends than are boyfriends or girlfriends. It was just not. They're just not good in relationships, as far as romantic relationships, but they're good in like friendship relationships. And so,
absolutely.
like, we cool. I can call him today, and we'll talk about nothing, or whatever. And he's a cool guy. It's just that we wasn't supposed. He just wasn't good in relationships.
Is he the exception, or do you think that most guys would have, if they had the money, money wasn't the issue? Do you think most guys would have behaved after the breakup like he did? I mean, really
You know
think
what?
about
I can say I dated a guy before him, like back in like 20. We probably broke up in like 2015. I think I dated him for like two and a half years.
it. Okay.
And when we kind of took care of each other. We looked out for each other. We never lived together or nothing, but we were together, and we always looked out for each other when each other needed or whatever. And even after the breakup, even after we decided to break up, it wasn't a bad breakup. He just had to move to go to school or whatever. He was in medical school, and he was from Haiti, and he had to go back to Haiti, then move to Florida. So that we kind of broke up because he had to move.
Right.
But when I needed something and he needed something, even after the breakup, we looked out for each other. It was like, when my car is down, or if he had an issue, so we knew we were somebody that we can call if we were
Right.
in a situation where we needed somebody financially. So with opposed to him and another guy and then my ex right here, there's no other guy that really that I done dated, broke up with, that maybe I can, and but
Because
I
you
wouldn't.
never tested it. You know.
Yeah, I wouldn't though, because I
Yeah.
wasn't like when I was I'm not a bad girlfriend. I'm really nice and really cool. You know what I'm saying? I just
believe
don't
that.
really, I'll call you out on your BS pretty much.
Right.
And then that'd be the problem when I'll call you out on your BS. But they regret it. Like it's always a regret afterwards. It's always a trying to come back, a regret, and then they start telling me how good I am. But after the relationship, how good of a woman I was in a relationship. But you should have told me that. You should have treated me like that when we were together and not wait until we broke up to want me to know. I knew how I was. But
Right.
you know what I'm saying? I knew the good in me. I just didn't know the bad in me. So, tell me the bad in me because I already know the good in me. And so, yeah, and it's like, so I know, like, I can call, them and they'll probably, but I don't want to. I don't want them to even open that Pandora's box. I don't want to open that back up. But
Right.
I know, like, my ex, the Haitian, and then my ex now, like, those are two people that I can definitely call if I'm in a rut and they'll look out for me.
Well,
But it's some guys that, they got tons of money, break up with the girl, and don't want nothing to do with that girl. Don't want nothing to do with the girl, and that he could have been the worst person in the world to her, and she, it's some guys do, some guys don't. Apparently, I don't know if this girl broke up with this boy. I don't know if he taking care of her or not in the video, but she said 3 to 6 months. Give it a time, because I just feel like if okay, say okay, my situation, I'm in my place, blah blah blah, and say if something happened, it could be a year or two later, something happened, and I might fall off on something. I can call him and be like, hey, I need your help. So
yeah,
I don't give it a time frame of how, unless I'm with somebody, unless I'm in a relationship, and then I won't call them.
and I think that's another good point to make too. Why 3 to 6 months? I mean, because
Yeah,
to me, it's like, uh, you're telling me that it's gonna take me 3 to 6 months to find somebody else like you, because
yeah,
you're
or
not
3 to 6 months to get back, or 3 to 6 months to get back on my feet.
right. But getting back on your feet is not getting you back to. I
Back on
mean,
that lifestyle.
on that lifestyle. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? Because I mean, which one is it? Is she going to be destitute? Is she going to be living in the street, or is she trying to continue to maintain that same lifestyle?
Right.
I mean, why can't you go back home to your mama? You know what I'm saying? Why can't you know you you know do you have to live in this
Unless he
neighborhood? Can't you live
some
in this
guys put
neighborhood?
some guys put these women in apartments, these nice luxury apartments, and then buy them all this stuff, fly them out everywhere. These girls go on trips, these girls go on shopping sprees, these girls be on yachts. What I'm saying? They got these nice apartments, and then when um when they break up, the guy is not going to be paying his rent no more. You know, so now she got to figure out how to maintain this big rent, or she got to move out. And since she was used to living in this beautiful apartment and shopping and everything else, she probably feel like, okay, well, you've been holding me up in this apartment. You got to keep paying my rent. At least give me 3 to 6 months to be able to make the, what I'm saying, make sure I can make this rent. Then since you put me up in this and I got to move out, I got to break my lease now. That's
Now,
not fair
now,
that I got to break my lease and put this on my credit because I can't maintain this rent.
now now you talking. Now you got me listening, because that scenario I totally agree with. I totally agree with, because that was a decision that he made to to put her in that type of apartment,
Right.
and regardless of what apartment she goes to next, she do have a lease that she probably can't
Mm-hmm.
break. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Or
She have an eviction on her credit.
right. So yeah, he should have to think about that. Now, once again, is he obligated? No.
He's not obligated to legally. You know what I'm saying? But Just morally, he is.
Morally, I can get with morally. Let me ask you this. Okay, so the apartment is in his name. Let's just go with me. Let's say the
Mm-hmm.
apartment is his name, so she has no legal ties to it. He says you're gonna have to move out, or you can take over the financial responsibility.
That's
Now
wrong.
what?
That's wrong because one, now you're downgrading her where she got to go move back with her parents. And what if her parents say she can't move back with them? You know what I'm
Well,
saying? Like, what if she
hey,
don't have
she
nowhere
ain't
else
got
to
to
go?
go home. She ain't got to go home, but
No,
she
but
just
what if
got
she
to get
don't
out.
have nowhere else to go? You know, what if he was her family? You know, and or her sisters or brothers or friends, nobody she can move with. You know, what if she had her own place before she met him or whatever, and then her lease was up? Because this is in my situation, my lease was up in my townhome, and we were looking for me another place. I was gonna get another place, but he was like, "But the kids is gonna start school soon," and he was like, "Well, you know, you could just come on and just move in with me, so that we wait because we already got that much time before we got to enroll the kids in school." So what if her lease is up at her other place and he moved her in an apartment? You know, she don't got nobody else she can save. Her sisters ain't got room, her brothers ain't got room, her mom and them ain't got room. So she always had her own place. And
Right.
he upgraded her to this luxury apartment instead of keeping her in a price market where she can afford. He put her in an apartment where she can't afford, and then he put the apartment in her name. One thing she went wrong was having him put the apartment in his name. You know what I'm saying? Living somewhere because anything can have like this happen. Now you got to get out or you pay this rent. You know,
Right.
like now you got control over this whole situation, and so it's like, but then too, it's like, okay, I live here. I ain't gonna pay the rent. And then you gonna have to go to court or you gonna have to pay the rent. You know what
So
I'm saying? Like, if you're gonna put me in that situation, like, is my name in my name, you either move out or you stay here and pay the rent. I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna stay here and pay the rent. I won't pay the rent.
okay, so let's
Now the
do it
rent's
like
on
this.
you.
Let's do it like this. Let's talk to our sons and our daughters. Okay. Um, I'm talking about I'm talking about those younger, that younger group. You know what I'm saying? What would you say to them? You know what I'm saying? Let's I mean, because yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. I'll wrap up. Okay, but let's do it in a way to where you're giving advice to that younger you. Okay, how would you, and I'll give advice, to that younger guy. You know what I'm saying? And say
Mm-hmm.
this is how you should have done, or whatever. What do you think about that? Can we do that?
Okay. One, I would say because I had to give myself this advice now as an older me. Never stop being independent. Never stop making your own money. Never stop living to your full potential, no matter who you meet, no matter what the man say, even if he put a ring on it. Make sure you always have your own finances. So, because you never know what can happen. If he can get sick and lose, lose how the way he was making money and his money downgrade. And now who's going to keep up with that household? If he decided he don't want to be with you anymore, break off the engagement because he put a ring on it, but he ain't marry you. Now you in a situation where you can't just be like, okay, well, I got my own money. I'm just gonna go ahead and put my own down payment down on a place and I can move out tomorrow. So make sure you make your own money, stay independent, financially independent, and yeah, don't let a man tell you like, I got you, we good forever. You ain't gotta work. Let me take care of everything. Because one, that comes with control. That comes with a lot of infidelity, where he feel like, hey, I'm making all the money. I can go cheat. She the main woman in the house. This her house. She knows she the main woman. So, but these women out here don't mean nothing to me. So I can do whatever I want because I'm paying all the bills. And I got her up in this house. She living how she want to live. She living a life she never lived. So yeah, so always make your own money. Never let a man control the money. Never let a man control you with money and entice you with money. So just stay financially independent. But don't be, because you're financially independent, don't be talking all crazy to your man and acting like you wear the pants. Still let him wear the pants. But just know that if you gotta go, you're good to go.
Man, I like that. I like it. I like it. I think that's some very good advice. For the older you and the younger you.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I know that I know that that right there can help a whole lot of folks. I do know that. What I would say, I can't. I've never been in a scenario, so I can't say that to my younger me, but to the younger guys or older guys, however you want to look at it. I would say to them to be mindful of what you're doing. Make sure that your intentions is moving it with integrity. If you don't have if you don't see yourself long term with the person, then don't intermingle your lives like that, because you will be responsible, for her.
Mm-hmm.
And if y'all have kids together, you're gonna be responsible. And well, I'll say even if she have kids and you have intermingled you your life, your lifestyle with her kids, then sir, you're gonna be responsible for that.
Yeah.
You're gonna be responsible. You're not going to be obligated, but you are gonna be responsible. And I hope y'all understand the difference between the two. Okay, as a man, I don't care what she did. This has nothing to do with what she did. It has everything to do with how you need to operate with integrity as a man. So what you want to do is be mindful before you make that commitment. Because even though you're not putting a ring on her finger, you are still making a commitment to her, sir. You're
Mm-hmm.
still making a commitment to her children. And it does not end when you get mad or whatever and you say, hey, the relationship is over. No, it does not end like that, sir. You have to, you still got some work to do, so before you do it, be mindful. And on the closing note, you might as well go ahead and get married, because the show gonna feel the same way.
That part.
Oh man, and
That
listen,
part.
because the way I'm listening to you. I'm like, you paying alimony. I mean, most guys really don't. And I know this gonna be strange. Most guys don't mind taking care of his responsibility. You know, it's
Mm-hmm.
they guys, from my understanding, have problems, when if they're not able to see their child, or if they see the mother really trying to make it come up off of child support. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But as far as men saying, listen, I want, yeah, I don't know too many men that really get mad at paying child support. They get mad at how the mother is using the child
Using.
support.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that is a difference.
But you know what's funny though? When I put that post up on the unfiltered page about the girl saying that her man still got to take care of her upgrade life, I it was a lot of negative comments. Like I didn't even say my part in it. I don't really respond on the things because I know we're gonna eventually talk about them. So I never really give my opinion on them. But yeah, it was a lot of negative. Even with the women, some of the women in the group was like negative, was against her. Because they didn't understand the scenario. They didn't understand like that, how being in that situation, and I think because they've never been in that situation, and maybe the guy's never been in a situation like that, where you're giving this lady this life, and then you're basically because trying to take it away from her. And so it looks like a negative when you're hearing a woman say that, but you got to understand her position as to why, I'm saying, she's saying this, why, she feel this way. So it's kind of a double standard. If I was just reading it and I'd never been in a situation, I would have been like, oh, she just a gold digger. Oh, she crazy. Gotta be crazy. I would have said the same comments they said. But being in a situation,
yeah,
what I'm saying, I know where she's coming from.
Right. And it's one of those things like that you really have to go, to that next layer and ask those other questions, because taking it on the surface is not going to do well. But, but when you break it down and have a real honest conversation about it, then you can see it. I'll give you something else before we go off. I was commenting on a post right before I went live when we was talking about, well, somebody made a post and it said something like guys don't want to date girls with children, but they still living with their mama. Okay, and
so they got to do with anything,
right? And and my thing was, one, I didn't know that guys. When did guys stop dating women with children? Because I'm like, I don't know anybody that have a problem with dating women with children.
There's some men that says like, oh, if she got 3 kids, I don't want to date her. If she got kids, I don't want to date her. There's some guys that say they don't want to date women with that got children. I mean, I be saying I don't want to date guys that got small children.
I'm pretty sure. I'm like, I know that they're out there, and I can understand why they would say it, but I don't think they're the majority. You know what I'm saying?
No, they're not the majority at all, because a lot of women got children. Exactly. you're gonna have a small pool to pick from.
You're gonna have a really small pool, and then it's like, ironically, you're the guy that's saying that you wouldn't date a woman that have kids, and you left your baby mama. You're part of the problem, sir. You know what I'm saying? You did that,
right?
But the other side of the post was, you live with your mama, and I'm like, okay, so when did that become a bad thing? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I know, I made.
You don't know people's situations.
Yeah, I mean, and I asked, I said, well, what scenario is gonna make it okay for a guy to live with his mom? And she responded and was like, there is scenarios, and I don't remember how she put it, but she responded, and the minute that she responded, then I'm like, well, let's just throw the whole post away, because now you're telling me that you can't just say he lived with his mama and something wrong with him. If you say, well, if his mom is sick, then it's okay. Well, maybe you should ask the question, why are you living with your mom, before you look at him as a joke. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, that's a story. That's a topic for another day.
Yeah, that's a good topic, because we can go all in it. Oh, because man, that's weird.
Well,
did I freeze up?
Yeah, you did for a second, but you're back. You're back.
Okay.
You're back. Man, so I knew this topic was going to be good. I knew I knew I had mixed feelings about it. I think I really wanted to just focus on the entitlement part of it. You made it a little harder because you put the personal in it, so kind of robbed me of some things I wanted to say. No, just kidding. But yeah, great topic. I believe that the viewers is going to be helped with this, especially the ones of you guys that's going to watch it, the replay. Make sure that you hashtag replay. Let us know that you're watching it. Let me know how right I am and how wrong SoSo is, as you normally do.
Your own brother said he understands my point. The guys always end up getting me at the end. It never fails. Like they be trying so hard to go against me, but it's you can't. I'm always right.
I mean, you got me too. You got me too. I mean, what if some things just you have to talk out, and once you hear both sides, you be like, okay,
Then
yeah,
you know my side is always right.
I mean, as you say, I mean, I mean, you got to live right in you. But yeah, excellent job. Thanks for allowing me to share the stage,
Of
the
course.
platform with you,
I'll tear your write up.
uh, and we're coming back. We're coming back.
We are. We'll be
We
back.
come back. So we're doing we staying, but not next Thursday, right?
Not next, yeah, not next Thursday, because next Thursday is my Neo Soul Poetry and Karaoke event
Okay.
at um, Hidden Gem Hookah Bar in East Chicago, Indiana,
Okay.
3929 Main Street, East Chicago, Indiana. Starts at 8 o'clock. We're giving out 1 hour of free hookah. So if you come
Nice.
out, you get an hour of free hookah. And then you're gonna enjoy some poets from St. Louis coming out here. So, if you're a poet, you want to do some poetry, come on, come up. It's only $10 to get in.
Oh,
Also, we do the single on karaoke, the male versus the female, but it's gonna be like neo soul, like music soul
nice.
child songs, Jill Scott songs, Erica Badu, all the little soul like singer songs. So it's
You're
gonna
gonna
be
be
dope.
live? You going live?
I might go live. I probably, yeah, more than likely I'm gonna go live. Hopefully we get a crowd. And so yeah, but it's gonna be dope. It's I DJ last week, give me a little thing, a little bit. I also had my boy Verse. I had him do a DJ mix and I played it. So like when I don't really have like a DJ, I do have like this little thing on my laptop that I can DJ from. I'm not really a DJ, so I be making like playlists. So I had like my DJ friends. Like for my birthday a few years ago, I had DJ Lil John and my DJ. He live in DMV area. He had Lanelle. He had did a mix for me, so I played their mix for my birthday parties. And so for the '90s party we had last week, I had Versatile do a mix for me for the single on karaoke, and then I did a mix for like the dance. So it was dope. I be trying to. When people be acting funny and like they don't be want to do stuff, so gonna learn how to do it, and I'm gonna get the job done. So that's what
Uh,
I'll be everything. My uncle like, you can't be the host, the DJ, and I was like, look, we can. If he ain't got no kitchen in here, I'll bring a deep fry. We fry chicken wings, sell chicken wing things. He's like, you can't be the cook, the DJ, the bartender, the host. I said, look, if it gotta get done, it gotta get done,
you
and I'm
gotta
gonna do
get
it.
done.
Like,
Yeah. No, and I love that about you. Yeah, yeah. Now I'm with that all the way. I'm with that all the way, man. So do we have we got some music?
music, we got our closing. I had switched out our no opening now we for the closing. So
'Cause
yeah, we're
I,
gonna close out with Win. So the first song it's called Matrimony. It was by the most honorable how High Chief. That's his name. He's Marquise Wells on Facebook, and you can find TMH High Chief. It's his music name. He's so dope. He's like a very special rapper. So he did the song from the beginning called Matrimony, and the closing song, of course, is called Win by Don Relent. I came to win. That's your favorite.
that's
So
my favorite of it.
so yeah, that's Don Relent. You can find him on you can find both of them on all music platforms, YouTube and Apple, Spotify, all of them. TMH High Chief and Don Relent. It's the names of these two, of the artists that music we play.
Okay.
And then we play our theme before we come on. The options that's made by Dirty Low and XR. You can also find that's one of my favorite songs too.
Yeah, I love that one
All
too.
right. Yeah, we're gonna say our well wishes, our good nights, and all that good Beautiful stuff. Good night, everybody. Have a great day. Thanks for watching. Make sure you watch the replay. Like I said, hashtag replay or repost. Replay?
What?
You said hashtag replay?
Hashtag replay. And
Hashtag
make sure you go to our YouTube channel, Live with Eric and SoSo as well. And check me out on Instagram, Eric Kirk, the relationship guy, and YouTube, Eric Kirk, not YouTube, but
TikTok?
Facebook,
Facebook.
Eric Kirk. Yeah, so. And
you have a TikTok?
I do. Eric Kirk everywhere. Just Eric Kirk.
Besides on Instagram.
It's definitely on Instagram. It's the relationship guy.
Yeah, and don't forget to like our Facebook page too. If you're not on our Facebook page, like Live with Eric and SoSo Facebook page. Yep. Please, y'all, click and like and subscribe to that YouTube page. So be forgetting. But
man.
Trying to manage a lot of social medias here. Yeah, I'm on Instagram and TikTok. I think maybe Snapchat too, but it's _ the real SoSo _ TheRealSoSo _ the real SoSo _ and Facebook is just SoSo SoSo. I had to change it because people thought my name was Latrice and they would call me Latrice when I had SoSo Latrice. So I'm like, they ain't got no choice but to call me SoSo if I put SoSo.
Oh man, that's funny. All right.
Well, Eric, it's always beautiful being in your presence. And maybe we can do one. Maybe we can do it Monday. You know, if we can't do the Thursday, so we won't skip another week or.
Well, I know not Monday. That's one of my worst days. But we
well,
another day.
Yeah, we'll just skip the week. So we'll be back not this week, then following week, because Tuesday and Wednesday I work.
Okay.
And Thursday is my event. Friday, I'm back filming. Joey and Jordy, we start back filming tomorrow. So, you know, hopefully this will be out before the end of the year.
Right.
Like your book. So, great.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right. Good night.
Good night.
Yeah, down. Say I can't win. Hey, hey. Say I can't win. Say I can't win. I came to win. Yeah, only do it for the wins. I hope the Lord forgive me for my sins. I wanna kick this knowledge to my friends. I tell her come and then she ask me when. I thought I finished it until the end. I hold my bankroll, never been. I follow legends, you just follow trends. Bitch, I'm only in this game for the wins. Yeah, wins. I'm only in this game for the wins. I hope the Lord forgive me for my sins. I wanna kick this knowledge to my friends. I tell her come and then she ask me when. I thought I finished it until the end. I follow legends, you just follow trends. Bitch, I'm only in this game for the wins. We don't take L's, bitch, we taking lessons. I done turn hard work into blessings. I done turn blood money to investments. I done smoke an ounce of rust to keep them stressing. I've been getting money since my adolescence. I love that black nap, but the judge me my weapon. Come from a city where niggas be stepping. Lace up my Nikes, you know that I'm stepping. I ain't just rapping. Take off my hat because I am not captain. She drive the boat and bitch, I am the captain. Go to the boat up and stack off the craps. And the roulette, there's one in the chamber, play Russian roulette. I'm here for the win, double down on my bet. Imported from Cali, I smoke on the best. I'm finding no stylist, I dress to impress. Notorious flow on Tupac.